I spend more and more time in Oz ever since I've turned 35, since Suzanne is in high school. This is Scraps. I had a dressmaker do it. It's not the only one I have. I have Dorothy, I have Ozma, I have Glinda the Good Witch. I'm even beginning to go out in this stuff. The Midnight Rocky Horror Show, St. Patrick's Day parades. I went down one night to a gay bar and they waived the cover charge. Always as Scraps. My face doesn't show. Jack doesn't even know I have the books. He sure as hell doesn't know I do this. Well, do you know about the Patchwork Girl? It's the 7th Oz book. She was made from a patchwork quilt by Dr. Pipt, the crooked magician, to be his servant. He sprinkled the powder of life on her. But what nobody realized is that Ojo had dumped a bunch of cleverness into the Patchwork Girl's head. Too much for her to be satisfied with being a servant. So she set off for the Emerald City with Ojo, the transparent glass cat with the ruby heart and pink brains, and the living phonograph. They call her Scraps and sometimes Patches. I wish I was clever. Oh, I know how to hide nail holes with toothpaste or how to spray cut flowers with hair fakes to make them last longer, but I don't have a job because I don't really know how to do anything. I mean anything they pay you for. I'm not too good at learning new things either. I just freeze up or something. God, I loved the Oz books when I was a kid. Do you know the countries? Well, there's the Munchkins. Everybody knows the Munchkins. The Winkies, where everything's yellow. Jack Pumpkinhead, the Tin Woodsman, and the Scarecrow, they all have their castles there. Gilligan Country, Quadling Country. I can get around better in any of those places than I can in downtown Cleveland. When Jack goes, I just sit, looking out the window for a long time, and then I close the drapes and spend the day in Oz. I can clean and stuff and still be there. Jack still doesn't understand why I keep yellow linoleum in the kitchen. Nobody dies in Oz. No matter what's happening to you, Ozma always watches in her magic picture and you always get saved. Listen, there are great bad guys. Old Mombi, the Gnome King, the Skeezers. You think I'm ill, don't you? You want to send me off to group therapy or self-help seminars or off to take night classes towards a law degree. God, I hated school. How could anybody like it? Hell, you can live a whole life and never have to subtract. Have you ever noticed that nobody ever talks about anything? Oh, I'll bet I haven't heard anybody talk about anything in 2 years. God knows Jack doesn't. In the morning, he reads me the cereal boxes out loud. He thinks I'm boring. He wouldn't think I was so boring if he came home and found me in this. What would he do, I wonder? Call his mother for advice. She'd tell him to buy me a Cuisinart and an Exercycle. I live in Oz. I see it all. I've even gotten to so I can smell it. Two or 3 hours walk along this trail brought Ojo and Scraps into a clear, level country where there are a few farms and some scattered octagonal houses, all bright, quadling red and smelling of peppermint. I could live in that sentence for a full 3 hours. You know what? I like that a lot better than life. Someday I'll be up at the front door when Jack comes home. The Chevette will pull up and he'll have the week's charts, the Southeastern sales figures, the demographics under his arm. There I'll be to give him a nice kiss, holding the spatula. Me, Scrap. You certainly are a wonder, my dear, and I'd fancy you'd make a splendid pincushion. Why, if you belonged to me, I would wear smoked glasses when I looked at you. But I do belong to you, Jack. I'm your helpmeet, your homemaker. The thing that frightens me is I'm getting flashbacks.
Just like combat or acid. We had some people over. Jack had bought an Atari. You know, one of those television computer space games.
Asteroids, Space Invaders, Cosmic Cadet. God, I hate the sound of it. They were talking about municipal bonds or something. We were all around the TV with the pretzel mix. Jenny, Alan, Marty, Turk, Jack, me. And I went to Oz. I was in trouble and I was being rescued from a whirlpool by this orc. A bird with 4 wings, 4 legs, and a propeller tail. And I guess Jack was trying to talk to me and I didn't answer. He had to shake me. I really didn't know where I was. I ruined his best score in Atari. I suppose he'll leave me when he finds out. Take the Irish setter. He's the provider. Jesus. I'll have to make a living, won't I? Maybe Ozma will see me in her magic picture and she'll send the Scarecrow to come get me and we'll ride the sawhorse all the way back to the Emerald City and we'll lunch with the Hungry Tiger and the Cowardly Lion. And the Scarecrow will say, "Why, here is a bright, curious creation, midway between a rag bag and a rainbow. Why, my dear, you are quite bedazzling. Castle car! The wolf is at the door. There's nothing to eat but a bone without meat and a bill from the grocery store."